What's up, guys? Back for another video here today, and today it's going to be the first story time. If you want more of these kind of videos, tell me that down below, because I do not mind doing stories or something like that. I don't have a lot, but I will, I'll probably release one if something comes out or if just something on my past. Some of them might not be the happiest stories. Some of them will. A lot of them are probably going to be not really happy because in my whole childhood wasn't really that. I'm not saying I had a terrible childhood. I got spoiled worse shit, if I could. But we weren't always always had money. But I want to tell a story, probably my most told story, if you don't know. So obviously it's kind of hard to see. I forget which eye it's on. Let's see if I can turn this light off here and you can see maybe better. Which eye is it? It's this eye right here. You see these like two scars here? I don't know if you see it. Like, let me see if I can get it right here. So, and then there's also one like the bottom of my cheek right here also. But the one thing about this scar on my thing, it's obviously way healed than it was, when I was younger. But the whole story how I got that scar was I started out one day when I was walking off my porch, because I have a porch at my old house and a staircase that goes down. Started walking down the stairs. I had a like a toy of some sort. I went down, and this is like 5-year-old me or something like that, or at least 6 or 7 ish. And I started walking down and to my dog, Leroy. That was, not my dog, but we owned him. We had a lot of pit bulls, so I still have one today, by the way. And people think I'm crazy because this is how I got the scar. But pretty much the dog that I went down to play with him, and before I keep going on, I want to tell you the backstory of how we ended up figuring out what the problem was. Actually, no, I'll tell you that when towards the end of the story, because that's how we actually figured it out. But our dog, Leroy, he was one of the nicest dogs you could be around. The only times he was really, growling at you or, mad at you and want to bite you is when you're really, fucking with, family or just, yeah. But I went down to, with a chew toy, just go down and play with him because he was tied up to the tree next to the staircase. And I think something snapped or something where like his whole brain just changed or something like that, where he jumped on me and started biting the shit out of me. I started having blood head to my toe and a bunch of scars, and shit over my face. Obviously this one will be here for life right here, the one you can't see because of the light. But the scar right here that I showed you towards the beginning was used to be more noticeable when I was younger, but the doctor told me it will start getting smaller and smaller, the more you grow up. So obviously it's smaller now. But I got bit by that dog, and I remember like shades of it because it was when I was younger, so I really don't remember a lot of things. But I got bit by that dog, and then I yelled out to one of my sister's names first. I don't know why I didn't yell my parents, but the first name came in my head. One of my sister's name, I'm not gonna, I'm saying a random name here. I'm gonna say Julie, came down and pretty much grabbed, Leroy and ripped him off of me, like it was nothing. And the dog just went back to normal after that. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I'll tell you later. But they took me, I remember sitting in my grandmother's lap while they took me to the hospital. They, cleaned me up and shit. And then we had to put him down, Leroy, because, after he bites and that bad, like if he's that bad, then, we got to get rid of him. We all decided we would get rid of him. So what they did is we obviously, funny enough, yeah, what was it? No. Nothing, something else. That's another story. I was going to explain a different one. But pretty much, he bit me, so we put him down, and when they took his body, they cut his head off and sent it west, and we got results back that he had gunpowder in his system, like in his brain or something, got to his head. So we ended up figuring out the reason he snapped on me was because of the gunpowder. And we have sneaky idea who fed him gunpowder, the owner he had before. I'm not going to say his name, but he fed him gunpowder. We really think he did, and he's the reason why that happened. Who knows? Maybe if I never went down there and played with real at that time, I probably would never have this scar. But it really doesn't matter to me. I did obviously get made fun of it for a lot of times in school, but not as much. But anyway, that's pretty much the main story there. There wasn't really a long story. When it comes to my stories, they might be 6 minutes long to 10. I don't really think I've ever had a story that goes more than 10 minutes. But I thought I'd also just start out with that, and tell me down below if you kind of like story time and shit like that. Tell me that in the comments. And if you want to see more stuff like this, maybe like another story of some sort, tell me that down in the comments, and I'll make more. But obviously for the people that already know me, so this video is kind of not really a cool story because you already know it. But hey, it's whatever. If you do want to see more stuff like this where I just sit here and talk to you, tell me that down below, because I kind of enjoy these also because I get to tell you how my life is to you guys, and to know more about me, because when I started out as a rebuilder, and I still am. I'm not saying I ain't, but pretty much now it's rebuilding, no camera, just focused on the rebuild, and you don't know a lot about me in general. Only if you watch the one video on my Swag Packers channel where I reacted to Michael's diss, then a decent about me from that. Well, not really, just little main parts that he pointed out. But anyway, but if you do want to see more of these kind of story time type things, tell me that down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.